Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Rocket Rabbit Commentaries run-through of Digimon World 3, and in this episode we'll be continuing on our attempt to actually make some narrative progress after we go to Leomon's gym. We have another 10 TP to spend because we hit level 9, so let us steroid our speed some more. As I've already mentioned, you don't need any more than about 200 points in speed in order to actually clear East and Central Sector. But you do want to actually steroid speed all the way up to 999 before you get to the halfway point in the game.
So this whole jump rope animation, this is just a slot machine.
Kinda, sorta. I mean, the player does actually have some amount of influence when it comes to prep time for this, but yeah, it's mostly RNG.
Because this is not a quick time event. This is just a cutscene.
Yeah, it is in fact entirely a cutscene, but the player has the ability to prepare for it once we get into a bit after the mid game.
Oh yeah, well don't just bring a dime when you go to penny slots. Make sure you have the whole dollar ready.
Kunemon. A smaller complaint that I have specifically about Digimon World 3 is the fact that since we are tied specifically to the base starting mons, there are a bunch of Digimon lines that we get to see in this game that we don't actually get to play with. Kunemon's line is honestly one of them. I am actually a really big fan of Kunemon's line thanks to Digimon World 2. And I say that we don't get to play with it because although we get to play with the top end of it, specifically Grand Kuwagamon, we don't get to play with Kunemon, Kuwagamon, or Okuamon, like, at all. And in fact, one of the more egregious things about this is that we have what is effectively a full mutated Insecto Digimon line, but nobody starts it. So it all ends up becoming everyone's relatively early alternate line instead. It's annoying to me, Mr. Cloud. I like the Insectoid Digimon.
It is funny how these games can tease you with the monsters that you can get and the monsters that you can't get.
Well, unfortunately, the game isn't intentionally teaching you about monsters that you can't get. Very specifically, like 90% of the enemy Digimon are literally unobtainable. There are only a couple of specific mini-bosses that are actually obtainable for the player to use. And it's rather egregious. So much to the point that I am hoping one day, because there is a Digimon World 3 randomizer that already exists. I am hoping one day that we'll have the ability to extrapolate, maybe not extrapolate, but extract and apply the Digimon, the enemy Digimon models, specifically onto the partner Digimon, so that the randomizer can pull from the enemy pool Digimon and Digivolutions for the randomizer.
Well, that would finally break through that barrier.
Yes, it would, and it would be awesome. Anyway, we've been back to Wind Prairie. We are just outside of Seiryu. We're about to go and do our first gym leader, Mr. Cloud.
A Pokemon Coliseum randomizer would interest me somewhat.
That exists.
I'm sure it does, and that's a good thing. Because one thing that I did not like about Pokemon Coliseum was it doesn't feel so much as it doesn't feel like a bona fide Pokemon game in the context that it's like an RPG more akin to like Final Fantasy or Paper Mario because of how limited you are in what your monsters are and what they can do.
I don't agree with the comparison to Final Fantasy or Paper Mario, to be perfectly honest. I do think that the limited monster selection in Coliseum is an issue. It's kind of why XD Gale of Darkness fixes that. But it fixes it in a rather weird way to where it expands the roster, but not as much as the player is able to encounter.
Like, Pokemon Coliseum accomplished what it set out to do. It was the first 3D Pokemon RPG versus Pokemon Stadiums 1 and 2, where all they did was just let you play Pokemon battles in 3D. Like, there's an actual, like, quest in Pokemon Coliseum. The problem is, though, is you have your starting Pokemon, Umbreon and Espeon, and then you have maybe like a dozen Shadow Pokemon to juggle around and try this or try that.
It's 60.
And then, on top of that, you cannot freaking grind in the game.
Yes, you can.
But I digress.
Alright, Seiryu Leader, let's go. So, Seiryu Leader is actually running a majority of mons that we've already actually encountered, but because, you know, he's a gym leader, his mons are significantly more powerful. He's got a Minotaurumon, he's got a Tyrannomon, and his ace is actually Apemon. To be perfectly honest, I'm not entirely certain what element you're supposed to actually bring to it if you're going to be using if you're going to be trying to use elemental advantages against Seiryu Leader. I just know that wind isn't one of them. I want to say that fire is honestly one of the better ones to bring here, but there's only there are like 2 Digimon that you could have access to that might have fire skills at this point, and we didn't start with either of them, so.
Kunamon's magic defense is a little different than his physical defense. And that was a magic attack.
No, actually, Tyrannomon's Tail Swing is a physical attack. It just has the explosion graphic on it, specifically to denote that it actually has firepower, the fire element behind it.
Well, if it has fire element behind it, then why is it treated as a physical attack?
It's still a physical attack, Mr. Cloud. It just has fire element. It has fire element augmentation. You know, like our lightning slash. Our lightning slash is a physical attack, but we're augmenting that physical attack with a lightning element.
So, if the other Digimon is weak to lightning element, then they take more damage.
Yes.
Okay.
And here is Seiryu's ace, Apemon. Apemon is very fast. He's not faster than we are, thankfully, but he is very fast. Apemon is kind of the reason why you want to have about 200 speed for this fight, and mostly so you can get up to 250 for the next major fight. I honestly don't remember what element Apemon is actually weak to. It's either dark or ice. And dark is an element that you will not have access to for this fight.
That's 2 evasions in a row.
Yes. Again, the speed spiral of death when you are abusing it is your best fucking friend, guaranteed.
Speedrunners take note.
And so Seiryu Leader is down. We have successfully acquired our first gym badge.
We broke 1,000 XP.
And we got to level 10. Woot! Well, I'm technically Gerdat, but I'm actually also junior, so there. And as annotation Gerdat mentions, the first 2 gym leader fights just go like that. You end up using whatever stat you have chosen to specialize in, and just using it to carry you through. Neither of the first 2 gym leaders are actually all that difficult. The third gym leader is an entirely different story, but we'll get to him.
Funny how these characters will just stand there before and after you face off against them. Like, I mean, so I think Pokemon Crystal? No, one of the second or third generation Pokemon had a gym leader where. No, that's right. It's actually Generation 1. When you defeat Giovanni in Viridian City Gym, and then you talk to him again after he gives you the TM fissure, he just disappears. Like, you're actually triggering him to go into go into self-exile.
Yeah, because the narrative behind that specifically is you're an 11-year-old child and you managed to dismantle my entire criminal enterprise using two rabbits and a mouse. I'm going to run away now. Don't follow me, please.
You will speak of this to no one. We did not meet.
All right. Teddy here is actually geeking out over an internet celebrity, specifically a hacker celebrity that supposedly has shown up in Digimon Online. Also, there's a little bit of a maintenance bug happening to where we are actually locked into Digimon Online now.
Oh, sure. Surely nothing bad is going to happen now that we don't have the option to get out of the world anymore.
Yes, of course nothing bad is going to happen, Mr. Cloud. We've not seen Sword Art Online or any other full dive MMO style anime.
It's only temporary. And then once the temporary period is over, then I'll be able to, go home and see my family and go to sleep and have a meal.
Hey, Tamer Chris. Oh, sweet! I actually have enough charisma to do this to do this card battle. So, I was thinking at this point, we're about to go and do the literal longest main quest for Act 1. And I don't want to do it right now. So instead, let's show off another card battle against an opponent that's actually has potentially the ability to beat us, but not really, because Chris does actually put out a decent field here in comparison to what we have, and even actually beats us in this round. Waha!
Jesus Christ, this is how the androids and Near Automata exchange information. It says, blip, 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 blip. I see your point.
Let's see. Ooh, not really a good hand here either, but thankfully we've got Trade Charge, which will allow us to trade out one of these Gaborimon for...
Pick a card, any card. No, I mean, not literally any card. I mean, you want the best card in the pile.
So, yeah, we're going to trade out one of these Gaborimon for a Hagurumon. And now we're going to actually play out all of our dudes.
I don't know, man. I mean, I would put Legacy of the Duelist as the best trading card simulator we play for the channel. This is probably a little more fun than playing 21 in Resident Evil 7. But 21 in RE7 was pretty fun in its own right.
Let's see. Is this actually enough to have us win this round? It is! Yay! Alright. So, one of the things that happened there is actually something that we got told about in the tutorial, but haven't been able to show off yet. If you have 3 Digimon of the same species out at the same time, they will warp Digivolve and give you bonus stats for it.
Oh, nice. So it's like getting 3 of a kind.
Yes. And if you have 4 Digimon of the same species out at the same time, not only will they warp Digivolve giving you additional stats, they'll add an additional 20 on the additional stats that they give you.
4 of a kind, baby. Let us reset for battle.
And yeah, even after an assault armor, we're still looking nice.
Run program battle.exe.
Like so.
Zap. So do I read this right? The game can end in a tie?
If the battle ends in a tie, you as the challenging player lose.
Oh, of course. The tie is not a win.
Yeah.
It just means that nobody wins. But in the event that the human ties the computer player, then there definitely is no winner present.
Yeah, mostly because the computer is a cheating asshole. Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, it's not apparent given the level of opponents that we've been fighting so far. But I promise you, late game opponents in this game are cheating assholes. Um, Once we actually see Genji's second deck, I will go into that. But in the next episode, we will actually start the very infamous Guillemon quest. Be safe, everybody.
Sir you, sir me.